What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo. I am live outside on the stoop today. I was going to do this from the basement, but look at this up here. This score right up here means I'm coming outside and I'm sitting on a wet stoop, getting my booty wet, fixing up the top knot little thing going there for Leeds United. Shocker. But listen, let me bring in James right away because James has to rush off to work. He's actually being late to work. So James, get in here. Let's run this through. What's up, Mark? You two?
Hey, what's going on,
Mark?
guys? Get in
Everybody
there,
wants to hear from
James.
James before James has to go. Are you buzzing right now?
Oh, let's go fucking mental. Let's go fucking mental. Na, 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 na. Hey, na, 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 na. Hey. Oh, I am overjoyed, my friends. Overjoyed. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah.
What a team match. What a team performance right there. And surprising from Bielsa to me was I thought he was just going to keep going balls to the wall, but he played it actually very, very, very smart. And immediately, as soon as the red card happened, it was in stoppage time of the first half. Usually you just see that out. You just see out the last couple of minutes. But no, he brings off Bamford and he puts on Stroik. And in stoppage time, Stroik clears a header. So, like, they could have equalized very quickly. So what are your overall thoughts? I know you got to take off, so I'm kind of rushing.
Yeah, no, I thought it was amazing. I was waiting for that breakaway goal the entire time. I mean, you saw we were just missing it a couple times. I was like, man, that's all we have to do is just hit it, get somebody going in stride, and we're gonna take this thing. And you're just sitting there in suspense and waiting for it to happen. And I mean, it was just amazing. That was just an incredible play by Dallas, and Stones was all over him for that goal. I mean, that was strength and just right through the legs of Ederson. It was incredible. Great team win.
And I know you call this guy Spawny Mark, but he picked this. We were all picking all sorts of shit.
I know. Spawny Mark got it right.
Yeah, well, every once in a while, a dog's got to have his day,
Exactly. The sun shines and the dog's ass every now and then, right?
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was great, man. Great win. I am elated. Going to work now, feeling good. Of course, I'm emotionally exhausted. So now I got to go to work for 8 hours and actually,
No, dude, I bet that whole second half had to be, squeaky bum time, basically. Because you're just looking to possibly steal that win, and then once City scored, you're going a draw, because we said coming into this match for Leeds United, these are bonus points. Like, nobody in their right mind expects you guys to win except for you lunatic Leeds fans and this guy. I actually called Leeds United losing. I said it was going to be 3-4. But I gotta say, it was a very good performance. And Stuart Dallas, man, I started him again on my fantasy football team as a defender, so he gets even more points for the goals he scored. But I thought it was very interesting of Bielsa to actually switch up tactics a little bit.
He did,
because everyone in their right mind was thinking, okay, they're going to continue to attack, and he didn't.
Yeah,
he went super conservative. There were so many corner kicks. I was like, one of these is going in.
Yeah, exactly. Such a weakness for those guys.
So listen, somebody else who I want to bring on here for the Leeds United fans is Mr. Naji. Naji showed up today. He wants to talk. He wants to talk to you Leeds United fans.
All right, fellas, I got to go.
Okay.
All right, be good, James. Good
James
win.
Like, Naji's here. I'm out. All right. What do we say, James? What do you say? He usually says Leeds. So let's go ahead. Naji, what's going on? What happened there? Calvin Phillips didn't score again. I know that upsets you.
They didn't. Congratulations to Leeds. Good morning, guys. I believe that City were unprofessional today and did not respect Leeds United at all, actually. And it all started with the selection. Of Pep Guardiola. He didn't have Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan. He didn't have Riyad Mahrez. He played Ake. I mean, show some respect a little bit. Show some respect.
Yeah, this was the lineup that he threw at Fulham a few weeks ago.
But I didn't thought it would be that selection.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all.
Not at all. I mean, unless you're gonna play all of them on next week against Dortmund, that's a different story. But you shouldn't have. I mean, Ake had never played for a long, long time, and I thought Pep Guardiola today was very arrogant. Was very arrogant with his selection. They deserve to lose this game for sure.
Yep. So listen, I just want to say we had to rush through James. Because he's got to run off to work. So I just want to, for 1 second, take a chance to address some of these comments and say what's up to everybody. First of all, I saw Karen C in here. I saw Karen C and I saw Mr. Tom, of course. Those are our Patreon subscribers. They're part of the Stoop crew. What's up, y'all? I know you're buzzing. And if I missed anybody else who's in here, who's part of our crew, I'm sorry. Mike Pickles, you're here. There you go. But also I want to say hi to Bob from Retrovolt, Ben Ireland, Ben Arizona. We've got leads from all over the world right now calling in here. We've even got Arsenal Alex joining in the chat. He's even surprised. We got John Lawler, another Arsenal fan, joining in the chat. I despise Pep, so I'm happy, even though it gives the scum some hope and puts you ahead of us in the league. Talking Arsenal. Let's make it a horrible day for Pep and pray Madrid beat Barca. Get out of here with that nonsense. So yeah, and Alex Jones, big up Lolo, James, and Mark. Big result for Leeds. Can't explain my emotions. Your emotions must be crazy. So crazy that we actually had 2 Leeds fans on this show. Najee, scoot your ass over and let Terry in. What's up, boy?
Hey, what's going on, Terry? That's a happy boy.
And listen, Terry was up till 5 a.m. playing FIFA with us on Twitch last night on our new FIFA gaming channel. Crazy, man. At least it's worth waking up for, right?
Mate, I feel so drained. I felt rough this morning when I got up. I didn't even drink last night and I felt like I had a hangover.
Yeah, man.
Mate, that game, I'm in disbelief, to be honest with you. It was... Everything was going against us. Everything was pointing against us. The red card, I don't care what other people were saying about, oh, he's followed through and he's clipped Jesus. It's never a fucking red card.
I don't know about that. That looked like a red to me.
Ball, I couldn't give a shit if his foot follows through and hits him straight in the mouth. He's cleared the ball first. That is never a red. If the ref does want to pull him up for the follow through, a yellow at worst, like he originally gave him. As soon as they call him over, you know he was going to send him off. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
The amount of decisions that Andre Mariner has given them today, that should actually be looked at. But
all right, fellas, well, let's take a poll. We got 4 of us here. Was it a red card, Mark?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely
come
not.
on.
It's absolutely
Mark,
not a red card.
Cleats up.
Mark.
Cleats up.
Boots up.
He's got his cleats up.
He's got his studs
up to get rid of the ball. If you're kicking the ball from underneath, your boot's going to go up. It's impossible not to.
It's just a little too reckless for me.
It's not, because first of all, he kicked the ball, and where he's going to go with his leg? There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, but where is Jesus supposed to go? It was Jesus, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Where's he supposed to go? Because he got a touch as well.
Yeah, but he barely touched Jesus, and that's one of them things. As a striker, when you're charging down the ball that's about to be cleared, that's a risk. It's a risk that you could get the ball in the face. You could get a fucking boot in the face. You could get booted in the nuts. That's the risk you're taking by charging the ball down. If you don't want to get contact, don't play football.
Yeah. So I want to ask you guys in the audience, all of our fans right here in the comments, please don't forget, hit that like button, hit that share, hit that subscribe button, and tell us, was it a red card? Is it a red card? Was it harsh? Mark believes it wasn't. Mark believes it is all day a red card. Studs up. These 2 clowns down here say no red card. I'm in there. Listen, Mark's going to fucking berate me here because I'm going to bring up David Luiz again.
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
So
you Arsenal fans always groaning Mark, about what happened here. 2 months ago.
Mark, I'm on your side here. I'm on your side.
Last week about David Luiz and
Mark, I'm on your side here. I'm going with you. But no, I don't know. I thought it was a harsh red card, but as soon as they called him over with all the slow-mo and all that shit, That's what, of course, it looks terrible. I think they need to play it in fast motion.
Yeah.
Buenos dias from Argentina, man. Stuart Dallas does rule. And also, guys, in the comments, we love seeing where you guys are from. So let us know how much of the world we're spanning today. Okay, moving on from the red card, Terry. So we didn't agree with that. Were you guys shocked when Marcelo Bielsa, in stoppage time of the first half? I know the coaches, the manager's handbook says red card in stoppage time, just play it out. We'll deal with it in halftime. What did you guys feel about him pulling Bamford, you know, with maybe 2 minutes left in the first half, pulling your main striker, putting in another defender? What did you think of that move, Terry, from your boss?
Great move. We won 2-1. It was, I must say, I know what you're saying, that you can sort of look at it properly at half time, but Marcelo, he's way ahead of everyone anyway. He's probably got all of these things scripted in his head. He knows if anything happens, if someone gets sent off, he already knows what he's gonna do. So he's miles ahead of anyone in terms of that. And I must admit, I was surprised because it's rare that we sort of would take away an attacking option in order to shut up shop that early on in the game. So it did surprise me. But I think that's one of the reasons he done it, because I think it surprised City.
Yeah.
I think they was not expecting Leeds to turn up and sort of play a low block and sit behind the ball and try and hit them on the break. I don't think, and you could see like the way that they were sort of in the final third, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to break it down. They were resorted to shooting from 30 plus yards. Like them stats are so wayward because it says our City had 30 shots or whatever it was, 28 shots, 29 shots. But 25 of them were from fucking way outside the box and was never going to hurt us.
Yeah. Well, listen, speaking of surprising move by him to play the low block, at halftime I put out a Twitter poll. With Leeds United up 1 goal but down to 10 men, what tactic does Bielsa go with for the second half? Sit back and defend like hell, attack, or burn it to the ground? And, you know, we only got 26 votes. But attack was what everybody thought. But it looks like he burned it to the ground, I guess, doing a defense and then counterattack with your defender. I guess Stuart Dallas isn't a defender.
Mate,
he's a defender in my Premier League, fantasy.
I couldn't even figure out what formation or where people were. I just had no. I was trying to look at it, and when they brought Koch on and people like this and Strauch, and I was looking at it, I was just like, I don't even want to even try and figure this out. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy what happens, because it's impossible to sort of know what we're doing. It's the way the team players just slot in wherever they're like asked to slot in.
And you wonder why you make fun of me when we're playing FIFA, and you're like, look at the right back. Because I play right back in FIFA, but I'm like in the striker role most of the time. So let me take a chance. Mark, I want you to answer that question. Were you surprised by the move, Marcelo Bielsa, with only minutes left?
I was surprised to see it, but it when it happened, it wasn't unexpected, I guess. I don't think that Bamford has been playing all that well, despite his assist today, the last couple of games. And I just was like, okay, get him out of there, you know?
Well, but I don't think it was a punishment of Bamford. I think it was we are going to need we need some help in the back.
I think that the only thing that surprised me was the timing. I mean, why do it with like 90 seconds to play?
That's the crux of what I am saying.
And unless it's with that much time left, no, don't save your substitution.
Guys, I think it was a best timing for Bielsa to do it. Why?
Yeah.
Because there was a free kick. He's like, and they almost scored that free kick. But
who cleared it? Who cleared it? It was Pascal Struijk who cleared it, the man who he brought on. That's why I'm going.
He's like, if we go into halftime 1-1 with a man down, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Let me think about the moment. Let me think about the moment. Let me bring in a defender, and then we'll deal with the first half, with the second half later. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it during halftime, and we'll see what we're gonna do. But I felt that Leeds United were very comfortable in the first half. I mean, I don't remember like a huge save or a huge chance for Man City. They were comfortable, and both teams had one shot on target in the first half.
Exactly.
Totally agree, mate. I think you're right, Brick. Like making that substitution when he did, was he sort of had to with the position we was in, and we was very comfortable. I was remarkably relaxed in that first half. It was like
very,
and like you said, Naji, as well. The selection from Pep. As soon as I saw the team come out this morning, I all of a sudden went from thinking we're probably going to lose realistically to going, hang on, this is probably the best chance we'll get a beating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you see De Bruyne's frustration at the end of the game when they showed him?
Very much so.
Because he's going like, you need somebody to unlock a team or maybe take a shot from outside the box.
Yeah.
Best in the world right here.
Yeah. They'd have been better off removing someone like Fernandinho, because even though Fernandinho played relatively well, he wasn't playing in the position that he would usually be in, that CDM role. He wasn't having to break up too much play because of how the game panned out. They'd have probably been better off removing him and putting De Bruyne in there, because he was the one who was sort of having all the space to sort of try and pick these passes and shoot from distance.
Yep,
if
definitely.
there's Kevin De Bruyne there, it's a different thing. He's not someone you invite to shoot from distance because he can put it in the top corner.
No, I think Leeds United was like, if John Stones wants to come up, if your center back wants to come up and shoot from 30 yards out after dicking around for a while, like bring it. And Meslier had a really good game as well.
Yeah,
he was unlucky with the goal as well because he slipped.
There he is.
Yeah.
He slipped when the goal went in. He was very unlucky because he's standing foot. The grass actually give away when the goal went in. If that doesn't happen, David Seaman actually tweeted at the time, and he said, "Does anyone see the slip? If that doesn't happen, I think he saves that comfortably." And I agree. It was relatively central, the shot that went in the goal.
Yeah. Hey guys, only 28 likes on here. There's 150 of us watching. Come on, smash the like. It does you no harm to smash the like. So let's see, Naji, what was your? I see you're getting some love in the fan base right now. There's somebody actually said, I agree with Naji. And and yes, we are going to, when we travel to Leeds next season, when we do our UK tour next season, we will be bringing Naji with us, hopefully, if his family lets him. If not, we'll have to bring the whole family, so it just may be a little bit more expensive. But Naji, what was your overall take on the match?
I think Marco Bielsa got the best of Pep Guardiola today. You know, it was a shock defeat. It was embarrassing for City for sure. But it looks like every weekend we have a shock defeat some way, somehow. You know, last week it was Chelsea. This week it's Man City. You know, this is unpredictable. This is the Premier League. But I think City, like I said from the beginning, they were unprofessional today. Pep Guardiola was arrogant with his selection. Well deserved for Leeds. But I'm gonna always take the truth no matter what. If it's City, it's Chelsea, I don't care. It's the truth only from me.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm fighting the sun is like hitting me hard right now. So everywhere I go, it just keeps following. There we go. That's a little better.
But you know, this is what I was talking about when we did our weekend watch list. You know, where was City's focus? And it obviously wasn't in this match because of the lineup. Because the lineup that they put out was not one where they were like, we want to win this. We need to win this. And obviously they don't. They're however many points away from taking it with 7 to go.
They only need to win 2 games, don't they?
I think they need to win 3. You know, I think. You know, I'm not really sure, but this is what I was talking about. Where is their focus going to be? Which game are they focusing on? Which cup are they focusing on? And this was the end result. You know, this was a game that was ripe for the picking for Leeds, where they could get a solid 3 points and move up on the table. Now they're top 10. Terry top 10 he can attest to that. Yeah. You know, so, and you know, now now the next two don't look so daunting. You know, you're letting the 3 games that the gauntlet you guys were running through, starting with City, United, and what, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
That's a tough run going into it. But now you have the confidence. Is like, well, we just beat the top of the table, and we did it with 10 men.
And the other thing is, I said when we spoke about this after the Sheffield United game on here, and I said, like, going into them 3 games, it's sort of like, fuck me, this could be tough. And so it was good to get them 3 points. I said at the time, I said I can only see us losing one of them games out of the next 3. And I stand here now, sit here now thinking that could easily happen. We might not even lose any at this rate. You know what I mean? How confident are we going to be going into that Liverpool game? We've now got 9 days rest going into that game as well.
Yeah. And listen, VillaMartin has something to say. He says City weren't arrogant. That doesn't credit Leeds with the work they put in. That City team was good enough to have won.
Not who they put on the pitch.
Listen, I think you're right about it not giving Leeds enough credit, because that City team that they put out is good enough to beat anybody. City has 3 different teams they could probably put out and could beat most teams in the league. But what we're saying is that team was a little arrogant in the team selection.
And I'm only saying it's Pep, not the players. He was the one that chose to play. You know? And Mark's point about where they are this season, that was Pep Guardiola.
Yeah. And sorry, there was a quick comment from the Macronomical who was talking about me wearing a jacket on a mild morning. It is freezing upstairs in my house, so I thought it was freezing outside, and it is not. I'm like sweating. You were totally right. So I'm okay. Paring down.
About this, guys. It's 14 points with 6 games to go. 6 games to go for City, and 8 games to go for United. So if United win the 2 games in hand, it's going to be down to 8 points with 6 games to go.
Now, do you guys think this actually going to be a thing? No. I think City got stunned today. It's not like a sign of things to come.
No. But like Mark said, they're playing in all these games, all these finals, Champions League, Carabao Cup,
If you said to Pep, you're going to lose one of them games, this would be the one he'd want to lose.
This is the one that he would be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. They're still on to win a quadruple this season. Mm-hmm. That could still happen, and I wouldn't bet against it. The Premier League's sewn up. I don't. Yeah. I know what you're saying, Najee. If they win their 2 in hand, it doesn't matter.
No, this is done and dusted.
They're champions.
Now,
You're listen, the trophy today.
Yeah, I stand by my statement of Manchester City. I still believe is the best team in the world.
I agree. Totally agree with you.
Best team in the world. The best team set up to be playing in 4 different competitions right now.
Yeah.
Not a lot of teams have the depth that they do. They just fucked up today, and Leeds played really well, and nobody expected Leeds to be able to pull off a low block, especially against a team like Man City. So believe it or not, saying that it was arrogant of Pep, a little bit. That team is still brilliant. They still have Raheem Sterling up front. Like they have the players that they have could beat anybody. But Leeds United came in with a plan. They were gonna invite a little bit of pressure. We said this was all going to be played in City's half, and it was after the red card. But the first half of the match was fairly all in the Leeds. What am I confusing myself here? Wait, it was all played. No, we said it would be played in the Leeds half, and it was. I guess it was fairly split. I'm losing my point there, but I think Leeds United came in with a plan, and they were going to do some counterattacking, and had Rafinha been sharper in the beginning. Thank you very much. I'm just happy I didn't get a yellow. But if Rafinha had been a little bit sharper in the first half of the game, Y'all could have been up early. Y'all had the best chances. Leeds United had the best chances in the first 30 minutes.
Even in the second half, even in the second half, there was 2 or 3 times where Rafinha broke. We could have easily done better with it. Like the one where Ederson made a great tackle on him actually in the box.
Yeah.
We could be sitting here going, this is 3 or 4-1 to Leeds.
But once again, that's Rafinha messing up. Like Rafinha, I felt like Rafinha could have shot earlier, or he could have gone into Ederson's right side, because on the left, he's that near post. He's a beast.
I think the reason he went down that side, Rafinha's right, is because I think he would have expected Ederson to try and expect he would cut it onto his left foot. So that's why he tried going.
It was and that's one where, like, when we're playing FIFA on our FIFA channel together, where it's like, just put your foot through the ball, just fucking shoot the ball, or chip him, or do something. Like, he was trying to walk it in around Ederson,
and that ain't gonna work.
I've got to say as well, guys, what's your opinion? Because for me, City going from Sergio Aguero to having Gabriel Jesus, that's a huge drop-off. I think Jesus is so overrated.
Yeah.
I just, for me, I don't think he gets in many of the top 10 teams in the Premier League, to be honest with you.
No. And I feel like he's had a substantial
amount of chances.
Exactly. Yeah. He's had a substantial amount of time. So
he doesn't score many goals in that team where he's getting however many chances a game.
I'll give you an example. Put in Haaland or Lewandowski as a striker for Man City.
They'd score 50 goals a season.
Yeah.
You know? Jesus got his opportunities. I don't think he's the man. But that's the end of Aguero, and they're gonna bring a striker now. Pep is saying they're not, but I don't believe him.
They will go all out to get Erling Haaland, 100%, and I can't see anything but Erling Haaland going there. Obviously, there's the link for his dad Alfinger, who played at City. And again, if you're Erling Haaland, you've got to be looking at that team and going, they're right in the running of winning the quadruple, pretty much without a striker. And as he would look at it, putting himself in that team, he'd be like, fuck me, I will score so many goals for these. That will do for me, and I'll win however many trophies.
Exactly.
I think it's a no-brainer. I think he ends up at City. I think in a few months' time, we're looking at this, and Erling Haaland's Man City's new number 9. No doubt about it for me.
Yeah, that'll be fucking dangerous and terrible for the rest of us in the league.
Yeah. See, Chris, I agree with you. I think he's going to Madrid.
I don't know, man. How do you say no to Man City though? Because you're absolutely right. They are without him. They are in a situation where there's 4 trophies there on the table for them. They just got to go and get them. They just got to put in that last little bit of work, but they're set up to do it. So walking into that, Madrid is a bit of a rebuild right now. Madrid is not like, yes, they're winning games off of pure talent. But
they have the best. They have the best midfield in Europe. Period.
Who?
Madrid.
Yeah.
They can control the tempo. They can play whatever they want with Modric, Casemiro, and Kroos. Nobody can. It's very tough to beat them in midfield. Very tough.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, we've gotten some comments here from people wanting to talk about the refereeing. We got something from I know what Terry's opinion is, and I know what some other people in the audience are, when, like, the comment that said it was 10 versus 12 for the entire match, meaning the referee was on City's side. I gotta say it did seem like City was getting the calls, but I don't think it was way overboard.
Yeah.
See, personally, I think it is, because it's not just the big calls. It's tiny little decisions throughout the game. Every single time a Leeds player went shoulder to shoulder with a Man City player and the Man City player goes down, it was a free kick. every single time.
Yeah.
And the times when it happened the other way around, where it was shoulder in the back of the Leeds player. The Leeds player goes there. Nothing. There was times Calvin Phillips turns.
Calvin Phillips was being knocked around. Yeah.
Gundogan trips him up. They even showed the replay. He didn't get anywhere near the ball. Trips him up, and the ref just plays on.
Yeah.
It was getting to that stage where it was stupid. It was actually embarrassing. I've been in stadiums where it's happened before, and you get the ironic cheers when you finally get the free kick given to you. I've done it in my living room today in the second half. It went about 20 minutes of the second half, and we hadn't had one decision, one free kick. And he gave one on like the halfway line, and I fucking celebrated. Couldn't believe it. We'd actually, it just got stupid. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it is hard to watch at a certain point where and you don't want to be bitching, but seeing Calvin Phillips get absolutely clattered, and then seeing John Stones, I think it was, running through, loses the ball, and then just falls. Yeah. And he gets the call, and then they went in slow-mo, and they're like, oh, there's not much of a touch there, is there? Nadi?
I think, no, Paul Mariner, I think it was a fair referee by him today. Now, look, you could have had a penalty against you guys. Cooper was holding in the box that corner kick. They could have had a penalty. I think
so could Reeves, they're holding all the time.
He didn't even want to look at it at VAR. Because he could have given a penalty.
VAR looks at all of those. VAR looks at all of those.
If they're giving that, you're going to give 10 penalties a game to each team because every single defender has problems on each other.
This one was obvious. I think Marks agree with me here on that one.
You know, I do, but you see people get away with it all the time, so that doesn't really even faze me anymore. I mean, seriously, like Harry Maguire, every match is wrestling someone to the ground, smacking somebody in the face, and there's nothing being called. So, you know, on corners and set pieces like that, that sort of jostling, it's so congested in there. It has to be extremely egregious for it to happen. But you know, I mean, here's what gets me when we talk about refs is that, you know, I mean, you guys won. Why are we bitching about the refereeing? You got the result you wanted. You got the result you needed. So why does it? What
are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
No, because it's not all about the result. I'm sorry.
And if you look at the stats, fouls were fairly even. I think it was like 12 to 14 or something.
Stats aren't what we're talking about, though. So fairly even is fine.
Is that the whistle is blowing for both sides.
And given calls. That's what we're not talking about. Yes, they had.
If it cost you the game, I could see why being so upset. But it didn't cost you the game.
It is principle, though. Well, we now lose our captain for the next however many games.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was and you should. He put his hands up.
But anyway, I want to say, if it was Mike Dean or it was Mike Oliver, I would have understood, because these two referees, man, they have egregious decisions all the time. But Paul Mariner, I don't think he's that kind of a referee. That's my opinion, you know.
It's Andre Mariner as well.
Andre Mariner.
He could be the ancient Mariner for all I care here.
But listen, Mark, you do have a valid point of why are we harping on that. I just think it needs to be talked about, because if you were to say the ref was leaning one way or the other, he was definitely leaning towards City. Like I said in the original, I don't think it's some sort of conspiracy or anything. I think those fouls just go the bigger club's way.
Well, you know, I mean, if we're talking scum, absolutely. You know, you know, we can say that, because that does happen. I mean, they get more penalties than anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and Bruno is building his career on this. You know,
that's why
at least this season.
Poor Bruno. Bruno's like, it's not my fault. I just go up and take the penalty. Like I'm not the one calling.
Yeah, and it's just like, and his penalty kick was so brilliant. Look at this move.
Yeah, look, he's top scorer of the league. He's top scorer of the league. Well, we know what.
What?
And we know why. We know what.
Yeah. You know. All right, listen, let's get to man of the match. I think we I don't know if we're all in agreement, but
I think we are.
I'm going to start off and go with my man of the match, who's been my favorite player for Leeds United of the season. And for Leeds United, it's gonna be that little Northern Irish guy, Stuart Dallas. Stuart Dallas was absolutely fantastic. He's all over the pitch. He's he's over stopping a cross into the box, slide tackle into this box, and then he's the one coming up behind Rafinha, behind Helder Costa. Quick little shout outs though to, I thought Alioski played his little mind games, and he was interesting. He was not man of the match, but he was very important. And I thought Helder Costa actually had a better game than I was expecting. He used his pace and he caused some trouble. And then once you did go to a 5-4 setup, he would move into the lone striker role to sort of keep all of City's back line from coming up into the box. So those are my guys I want to give a shout out to. And always Rafinha and Calvin Phillips are always up there for man of the match as well. But Stuart Dallas, man, getting the 2 finishes and being all over the place. So that's my man of the match. What about y'all?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's a no-brainer. All the boys will agree. It's Dallas. He scored the 2 goals that have won us the game, and his overall gameplay, as always, was magnificent. The work rate, the intensity, and the tenacity of him in chasing every single ball down at 100 mile an hour, he's unbelievable. I can't believe it's the same guy that we signed from Brentford a few seasons ago. He's just fundamental to everything that we stand for as a unit on the pitch. He's magnificent. And again, honourable mentions. I think Llorente was very, very good again today.
Yeah.
Especially losing Cooper early on and then having to adjust to a new partner midway through the game. Thought he was very good again. Phillips, as always. Alioski done his bit, but I think he took away a few silly fouls around the box at times.
I like that. If I caught Dallas raiding my fridge, I'd make him a sandwich.
So would I, mate. So would I.
And 1 second, good shout, Ben Ireland. What's up, Ben? He says Liam Cooper has sent off a fiery tweet. I have it right here. It is what it is, but make sure you fucking keep us down because, boy, are we coming back. Get that into you. My brothers are animals. Mott.
Nice.
Now, see what I mean? That's your captain right there.
Exactly.
I love that.
Like, that's exactly. A captain. He's he's fucking fuming, and he's back there going, "That's what you get. That's what you get. It's never a red card." Shut up,
when
Mark.
Leeds United are their best throughout history is when we're fucking put down. Is when people are against us and everything unites to put us down. That's when we rise up. And Cooper knows. He's a Leeds fan. He's Leeds through and through. And he stands for that. We're Leeds United. We don't give a fuck. Love that, Coops.
There's my captain. He's twisting up his braids instead of sending off fiery tweets. Like, I'm sorry, you get benched for being late to the North London derby and you're fucking whisper quiet. The next thing you tweet is about like Formula One or something. You need to be like, my apologies to everybody.
Yeah.
It's no excuse, but I was stuck in traffic getting milk for my mom or something.
Oh, whatever.
Like, whatever. And then your captain is out here representing. I really, really enjoy that. Let's get to some of these comments because we've been kind of ignoring these guys, and then we'll get to man of the match for Mark and Najee. But as soon as we said man of the match, let's see who we've got. Costa was good as well. Dallas, man of the match. Dallas, Phillips or Llorente, they were class. We've got some Spanish-speaking people here. Muy contento, muy bien, el loco. Who else do we have here? That's it. It looks like Dallas is the one getting it. So, Mark? You going with Dallas as well?
I'm definitely going with Dallas, but I tell you, if he doesn't score that second goal, my man of the match would be Meslier. I thought he was really strong today.
Actually, Karen C.
And not only that, but when he makes his save, he spills it a little bit and recaptures it. And I don't know who it is, if it's a Jesus or somebody else, but he gets his hand stomped on.
Oh no, that was Sterling.
Yeah, okay.
Sterling, yeah.
So he gets his hand stomped on, and he's just like, okay, that hurt. I don't care, gloves or not, man. You're going to lay there for a while. You're going to bring someone in and, hey, let's take a look at this. But no, he showed his toughness. It was, very, very impressive in showing why he's going to be.
Does anybody have the stats on his saves? So let's see, shots on target, 7 shots on target for City, and they scored 1. So that means 6 saves, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
He's up there with saves. He's only second in the saves tally this season to Sam Johnston at West Brom, who concede about 50 shots a game. So it shows how vital he's been to sort of our success this season as well. I think he's a superb goalkeeper.
Fantastic.
Especially at the age that he is. I can see there's a lot of sort of comparisons between him and Thibaut Courtois when he was at a similar age. I can see that, and I think Meslier goes on to be a world-class goalkeeper. Really,
absolutely.
I was saying, not this World Cup, but starting, because this World Cup is like a year from now, right? He's going to be in the France squad for did you just say that? I was reading. I was reading comments. Sorry.
You can't even get a start for the French under-21s. They start with Alban Lafont rather than him. He's on the bench for their under-21s, which is I must admit I've not seen much of Lafont. I think he plays for Fiorentina, but I've not seen much of him. But he must be some goalkeeper if he's keeping Meslier out of their under-21.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's absolutely crazy. Okay, so Mark, you went with Meslier, Naji.
No, I went with Stuart Dallas, but if he doesn't,
if he doesn't get
that second goal, Meslier would have been my man of the match.
Okay, Naji.
It's definitely the 21-year-old goalkeeper from Lorient, France. Meslier was man of the match. Look, guys,
Mark, look at you, Mark.
Huh?
Mark actually knows what he's talking about then, if Naji agrees.
Peekaboo. Without Meslier today, I mean, if he didn't do like these big saves today, I think they would go down easily. And especially, it's Man City. And he knew back in his head, it was mentally. Back in his head, second half, they're going to attack. So he had to be like mentally there all the time. And, he did some great saves today. He deserved man of the match for me. Without him, City could have scored 3-4 goals today.
Yeah, easy.
Love that, Tom.
Specifically speaking, and then Arsenal beat Leeds, so Arsenal are technically the best team in the world.
You're only as good as your
and Wolves beat both of you twice. That makes Wolves the best team in the world.
Okay, I know you guys don't like to do this, but let's say, who was your man of the match for City? We all gave man of the match to Dallas, but who do you think was their best player, most influential player, man of the match for them?
Andre Mariner.
Hey, Jason Lelas goes with you right there. The ref was Man City's man of the match.
100%. He was their best player.
Okay, Mark, you don't agree?
John Stones. He was everywhere today. He just couldn't get anything going, but he was everywhere today. I think just based on the effort, I think he probably put the best effort for City, but, he could have used a little more help out on the pitch, rather than the team that he ended up starting with, and he was pissed at the end, but that's who I would say,
It's as if you're asking me, choose the man of the match for Chelsea last week being destroyed by West Brom. It's very tough. It's very tough to choose. If I'm going to choose someone, just because I want to choose someone, is Fernandinho maybe. But it's very tough.
Yeah, I'd echo that, Naji. I'd say he was probably their best. I think Fernandinho was quality.
Yeah. Fernandinho was good. I would say John Stones. I don't know. I thought he played really well. And he was like, yeah, his final ball, his final shot maybe wasn't on, but he looked like somebody who wanted it, and he was pushing, and he was pushing everybody forward. I felt like a lot of City, they were just kind of like, fuck, why can't we? Come on. Like, they just knew the goal was going to happen. They just knew they were going to score. So they were getting frustrated and not really being very creative, which is another mistake, I think, in not bringing De Bruyne on for City. And why they didn't do that, that's Pep. You got to ask Pep there.
Probably because Calvin pocketed him at Elland Road, so they thought, fuck it. He can't get past Calvin anyway, so there's no point bringing him on.
Yeah. And to answer a question, John Shores just wrote, who saw that result coming? This guy. This guy did. The Wolves fan over here. He called it. We all told him he was crazy.
Hey, question for Mark. Mark, what you got for Palace Chelsea today?
Ooh.
Oh, you guys are going to take it out on them. You guys are going to beat them 3-0.
No way.
Yep.
No way.
Yep. You heard
Not
it.
a chance. This has started the slow or fast decline of Thomas Tuchel's reign.
No.
And my prediction, they don't win another match, and he's fired by the end of the season.
Wow.
Hey, did you ask the
And Arsenal take him, and we have a great season next year because he's a fantastic fucking manager.
Knowing Abramovich, if they lose to Palace, they'll sack him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no doubt. At halftime.
He just won against Porto, guys.
Di Matteo won the Champions League and got sacked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is Mark the new Magic 8-Ball? I guess so, because the Magic 8-Ball, it said that Leicester City were going to win the league. So, hey, Mike Pickles, thanks for the update. He says Liverpool and Villa are 0-0, 26 minutes in. You can see how much we care about that match, because we'd rather talk to you guys about Leeds United getting 4 points off of the number one team in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Have you guys seen what Luke Ayling posted on his Instagram?
No.
On his Instagram story. So there was a photo at the end of last season when they all went on their celebration holiday, where Stewie Dallas is sitting there with a glass of beer, and he's so drunk his eyes are just glazed over, and he they put something like winning the league no problem or something like that. And Luke Ayling's just put that same photo up, and he's put 10 men against the Premier League leaders, no problem.
Wow.
I don't know if I can get it on. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who got it?
That's nice. I like that. I like that.
There we go.
That's awesome. Well, Ben Ireland's asking me to throw up a little look at the league table. So give me 1 second, and I will pop that guy up here.
I know Leeds are in the top 10 now.
We're
They
9
are
now.
10.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they surpassed Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they're 10th.
No, we're 9th. We're above Villa and Arsenal.
Well, Villa's playing right now. Let's see. I didn't even look at it. I just got the screen grab.
I have that you're tied for 9th, but so you're 10th on goal differential.
Oh, because Villa's that's the live tag.
Yeah, they have like 11 more goals than you guys.
All right, John, it's there if you want to pop that up. Let's take a look at the league table. So Man City, unmoved, still there, but Man United have 2 games in hand, so they could end 66 to 74, closing the gap to 8 points. Still going to be a tough run for them. Right now, 1 point takes Aston Villa ahead of Leeds United, but if they lose to Liverpool today, Leeds United will be sitting pretty in 9th place, well above Arsenal, 3 points above Arsenal, 7 points above Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Where you at, Mark?
And, only 6 points behind the mighty Chelsea after they lose to Crystal Palace today. So it's going to be interesting.
That's so not happening.
And don't forget, guys, Everton essentially have 2 games in hand. They have a game this weekend, and then game in hand. So Everton could, if they won their 2 matches, they could be in 4th place. So crazy table here. And yeah, it's moving. It's moving all over, especially when every week we see matches like this. Last week, West Brom. We see smaller teams, bad teams beating good teams. It's
been that kind of year.
It's crazy. So who do you guys got next, Terry? I think you're going to Liverpool.
Liverpool next Monday, yeah.
Next Monday. So what do you think about that after seeing this? You think you guys are going to come in with surging confidence and beat the crap out of them?
To be honest, out of the 3 games, it's the one I was the most confident going into anyway, was the Liverpool one, out of the City, Liverpool and Scum games. I just think they're so much easier to get at than a lot of other teams that you play at. I just think defensively they're frail, and it could be another game where there's a lot of goals. But as we've shown today, we're a lot harder to score against than we used to be. We've adapted. We're now a lot more solid.
You're a lot more healthy.
Yeah, we've now got four very good centre backs vying out for the 2 available positions. And obviously Cooper's going to be suspended, so I'd assume it'll be Llorente and Strauch, which for me is probably our best centre back partnership anyway. So yeah, I fancy we will beat Liverpool, because they're going to be drained as well. It would only be like a few days after they would have played Real Madrid in the second leg, which they're chasing. So they're going to have put everything into that game.
Yeah.
So I reckon we'll get something out of the game, whether that be a draw or a win. I fancy it. I'm quite confident.
Yeah, and Liverpool do not have the depth that City has.
No.
So they're not, we can agree that this was not Man City's top team. It was still a fantastic. It was still a fantastic team. Liverpool doesn't have that team. So we had a question here from Neil Garner, who we've seen here before. Will Leeds hold on to Rodrigo and Rafinha? I'll give you my answer. Rafinha, yes. Rodrigo, no. I see Rodrigo on the way out. He was too expensive. The only thing is that I don't think you'll recoup what you spent on him, because he's kind of shown his age, and he's kind of shown that you probably paid too much, especially with Rafinha being less and being better, being like coming in and being fantastic. And Rodrigo, I just think you guys have been as good without him as you have been with him. That's my opinion. Naji, I want to hear your opinion, because you've got an insight on all these players.
No, I think Rodrigo didn't settle in England, to life in England, and I don't think he's a good fit for Leeds United. He's a guy that wants to play every game. Remember, he was a star at Valencia, and he was scoring goals left and right. He comes to the Premier League, he's dropped, he's not playing, he's playing. He didn't settle very well. That's my opinion on him. And I don't think he's going to stay, or it's going to affect Leeds United if he stays, actually,
Yeah.
That's
well, with the emergence of party animal Tyler Roberts, he's sort of not keeping Rodrigo out of the starting lineup, isn't he?
Only at the moment, but what I don't think he's failed to settle at all. He came in, he's had an injury, which was the only reason he didn't get in the side originally. Well, at the start of the season he didn't, because he wasn't up to fitness levels. As soon as he did, he came in and he was superb. Then he got injured and was dropped because of that, obviously. It came back in, regained his place in the team and done very well again. Then he got COVID, so he was out of the team. So it's only things like that he's just been unlucky with injuries and COVID, and it's going to be hard for him adapting with in the global pandemic that he's come into the country in. But he's lived in England before when he was younger. He was at Bolton. He knows what the country's like. He's very much enjoying it over here. There's been loads of rumours in Spain that he's going to be leaving, because a lot of Spanish clubs do want him. But he's getting angry with the rumours, because he came out the other day and said, "Fuck that! I ain't going anywhere. I'm staying. I love it here, and I want to succeed." And personally, I think next season is when we see the Rodrigo that we've bought, because next season he would have had a full pre-season under his belt. He knows exactly what's expected of him. He's learnt the system under Bielsa. Next season, I think Rodrigo will be a massive player for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the same thing about Soldado, about Morata. You know, I thought the same thing about these players. And Rodrigo he's not in a team where they're gonna score 2-3 goals every week. You know, so if he's not gonna take his chances, it's gonna be the next Soldado for me.
Yeah, but Rodrigo's never been a prolific goal scorer. That's just because he's a striker. People don't. That's not his thing. He's very much more of a creative player in terms of assists and the whole attacking movement as a whole.
Yeah.
He's not one who's going to go and get you 20 goals a season. He's never done that.
Yeah, but Salah, Mane, and Firmino, the three of them are not that striker. And Firmino, for example, he struggles. He's their number 9, but he struggles.
Yeah. Hey, here's a question for you guys. Just bouncing around. We've got a question in Spanish for you guys, and I'm assuming this is an Argentinian Claudio right here saying, Marcelo Bielsa volverá a Rosario al finalizar la Premier. Will Marcelo Bielsa return to Rosario in Argentina at the end of the Premier League?
No. There's no chance.
I think that's like a Willie, please, because this guy's probably in Argentina.
I think Bielsa loves Leeds United, and they love him, and until I don't think they will, but I think that it's going to be a long-term relationship between them. Yeah.
I feel like Bielsa is kind of winding down his world traveling, and he's found. We talk about it a lot. Not only has he found a club that is 100% behind him, he's found the ownership that's 100% behind him, the city that's 100% behind him. I don't see him. I don't see him signing longer than a year-long contract. But
that's his thing, right?
But I see him signing 10 one-year contracts.
Yeah, I'm the same. Well, he's even said that himself. He says in his head, he can see himself being there for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
They have the perfect tool
he's in
for
that
him.
mindset, and he's happy. He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. So, sorry, I cut us off because I liked that question, but we were talking about Rodrigo and Rafinha. Mark, you didn't get a chance.
I don't think Rodrigo goes anywhere because, again, I think that they, the team sees something that he hasn't shown yet through injury, having COVID, not being up at full strength. I think he has a place on the team. Rafinha, I hope he doesn't go anywhere, but seriously, if someone came along with a big pile of money and gave it to Leeds and said, this is a big pile of money, we want him. Is it possible that he can get lured away? Or that the team would say, that's a lot of money. We could do so much with that.
It is possible, but it would have to be a fucking shed load of money. They'd have to wheel it in a lorry.
It would 60?
No, it'd have to be more. You'd have to be looking upwards of 70, 75 to lure him away from Leeds.
You think between Calvin Phillips and Rafinha, you think Rafinha is more expensive than Phillips?
It's a tough call.
Because I think Calvin Phillips is like 110 million.
He probably is, purely because of the English players go for more money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably right, but I don't think anyone gets. You don't get Calvin for less than 100. You don't get Rafinha for less than 75 million.
Yeah, nobody's paying 110 million for Calvin Phillips.
No.
That's a price tag that just says back off. He's ours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing with valuations of players, it's not so much of he's not worth that much money. It's only their worth to their team.
Yeah.
That's all valuation of a player is. So if we value him at 100 million, if you don't agree with that price, fuck off, because that's what he's worth to us. He's one of the main cogs that got us into the Premier League. The Premier League's worth a lot more than 100 million to a club. So you know what I mean. And Rafinha is the same. We bought him for 17 million. No one gets anywhere near getting a player of that ability for that amount of money. So the worth that he is now to our club on like a 4-year contract at 24 years old He's going to be a Brazilian international imminently. He's going to be worth a lot of money.
Yep. Very true. Very true. And as long as they keep him happy, and you know, and imagine that he's this happy. They're both this happy without any fans at Ellen Road. Like, imagine when he starts hearing the chants that I know you guys have already made up for Rafinha.
They won't know what's hit them when they're in the stadium, when they're in Ellen Road, and even at away grounds, because away grounds especially, our away following is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you give us 10,000 allocation at an away ground, it will be sold within the hour.
Hey,
like our away following's a joke. So
welcome to the Stoop Crew, Mark Grogan. He's a member of the Stoop Crew. You can now use all those awesome emojis of me and Mark and James and
I'm an emoji.
So now don't forget, guys. You guys can become a member of the Stoop Crew. You'll get a shout out every single time. And you'll know that you're part of the crew that makes this happen. And just like Mr. Tom, Mike Pickles, who else we got? Karen's here. Chris Illyrian, he's a part of the Stoop Crew as well. So thank you very much for joining in. Use those emojis. Make people jealous that you have that ability. Thank you very much for that, Mark Grogan. And let us know what you want to be referred to as, because you're a part of the crew now. All right. So Stoop Crew gonna join. Bring it on, Graham. We'd love that. And don't forget, guys, there's nearly 300 people here watching. Just hit that like button. It does you no harm. Or hit the dislike button. I don't care. Just hit a button. I want to
just hit a button. Let us know you're out there.
Yeah, just let us know that you're real and you're not bots. So here we go. So we were looking at the table. Let's bring that table back up, Mr. Director Man. If you can bring that up.
Show me it.
All right. So let's see this pitiful little 10, 11, 12 here. The Stoop Derby, as we call it. Mark is technically winning the Stoop Derby in that Wolves have beaten Arsenal and Leeds wholeheartedly.
Our league.
But Wolves are below Leeds United and Arsenal. Hey, guys. So Leeds United are currently, well, I guess if we include the entire Stoop Derby, that includes Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. Anisha's sitting pretty up there. Anisha just had a baby, so she gets a year off of maternity leave to just watch her team from afar and talk smack to us. Jazz for Man United is doing okay, but he refuses to come on the show because every time he comes on the show,
he gets walloped.
Man United tank. And then we have Chris from Tottenham will not go on the show because he comes on when they were in first place. Talked about
immediately tumble,
and they immediately like a flan in a cupboard. So the main Leeds Stoop Derby down here, Leeds United, Arsenal, Wolves, that's the heavy one. Mark, you're in a relegation battle. You will be relegated from the Stoop.
What?
Do you know that? All these
You're out of your fucking mind. You are out of your mind. You need me.
So let me ask you guys. Let me ask all you guys here, and everybody who's watching along with us, and all of our members of our Stoop Crew. What's up, Wichita? What will be the final order of Leeds United, Arsenal, Wolves at the end of the day, at the end of the season? Where do those clubs rank? Who's going to finish on top of who? Who's going to be the middle one? And who's going to be relegated from the Stoop?
The order is currently in. It stays that way, boys.
Nah, no way. Arsenal are going to go atop of Leeds. Don't worry. Don't worry.
John.
Okay, so what do you say? What do you say, Terry? Current...
I think Leeds finish above both of them. And I think Arsenal above Wolves.
Oh, see, Graham says Arsenal leads Wolves. I don't know. A lot of people for Leeds, Arsenal, Wolves, staying as is. Najee, let's hear from you.
Look, if Arsenal does not finish above these two teams, Arteta need to be fired. I'm telling you right now. So
Arteta's already fired.
No, he's not. I'm telling you.
I'm going to pick up Arsenal.
It just hasn't happened yet.
I'm going to pick up Arsenal. I think Leeds United look, they won today. They have Liverpool. They have Man United. They have Brighton, which is, it's an okay game. They could win that one. And then they have Spurs. So I think they drop Wolves. They got that win that they needed. They will win another couple of games from now until, maybe 3 games until the end of the season. I think Wolves is second, and then third is Leeds.
Yeah. I don't know.
Unbelievable, Najee. Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, Chelsea fan, he ain't got a clue.
Hold on. Aston Villa just scored.
Yeah, Watkins scored.
And then
Liverpool ties it.
Equalized.
That's crazy.
The old Will Knickers have equalised. Bobby Firmino.
Oh, my God.
See, there you go. It looks like
wow.
Jules, did you also just sign up as well? Jules is now a member of the Stoop crew. Nice. Thank you. Welcome to the crew. We appreciate it. Okay, so Mark. So now we know Najee says it's going to be Arsenal, Leeds, Wolves.
Wolves, Leeds.
Oh, my God, Najee.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just don't know when to leave well enough alone.
He's just
they were just starting to like you.
He's threatened by Leeds. That's what it is. He knows we'll finish above Chelsea next season.
It's 6 points away from Chelsea, man. They're 6 points away from Chelsea.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I like that. Ben's like, brace yourself, Najee. Here it comes. Okay. Mark, what do you say? Where are your Wolves going to...
I think it's pretty much going to stay... I think it's going to stay the way it is. I think it's Leeds, Arsenal, Wolves. I would have hoped that the Wolves would move up. They have a pretty soft schedule. I think they finish with Spurs and Everton. But I'm a little concerned about Pedro Neto, and that's just yet another weapon that we're not going to have at our disposal. I know that the Wolves, or at least from what I've read, Wolves are really itching to get Jimenez back on the squad, but it's the league that's saying, hold on here, so they're making them jump through all the hoops. They're being very patient as far as that goes. But the Neto injury, if that's a significant injury, we're not going to get relegated, but we're not going to gain a lot of points. I mean, that's just a huge weapon to lose late in the season when we're already dealing with so much shit.
Lolo got a wobble neck. No. That's some sort. Hey, listen, somebody said if Leeds finish somewhere, is Lolo going to do a Lineker? What does that mean? I'm not sure I know what that means. Do you know what that means? There you go. Lolo, if Leeds finish above Arsenal, you're going to do a Gary Lineker? What's
a Gary Lineker?
When Leicester won the Premier League, he said a few months previous, he said if Leicester win the Premier League, he would present match of the day in just his underwear. And he did.
He did it. He did it.
Yeah, fair play to him. A little pair of Leicester budgie smugglers he had on.
Well, I mean, it'll be warmer then, but I don't know if anybody wants to see that. I don't know if that's fair, but about that time of year out here on the stoop, we've got the pool out here, we've got kids running around on barbecuing, so it wouldn't be the weirdest thing for me to be standing out here just in shorts. Maybe not my, what did you call them? Budgie smugglers?
Budgie smugglers, like Speedos.
Budgie smugglers?
You'd end up on some sort of fucking list.
Red card for that whole idea. Not in Brooklyn. Definitely in Brooklyn. Yeah,
you see some
do whatever you want
in Brooklyn. Mr.
And we got another member of the Stoop crew. What's going on? Paul Handy Jones. Nice to see you. I recognize the name. He's been a watcher for a while. Welcome to the Stoop crew. Use those emojis. You get me going like this, Mark going like this, James going like this, and also the badge. Put the badge next to your name. That's awesome. We really appreciate that. So now we were talking about this, and this. Okay, guys, what do you think Leeds United's chances are of getting into Europe this season? So currently, if Man City win the Champions League, or if Chelsea win the Champions League, if Liverpool win the Champions League, that opens up another spot. It may not open it up to the Premier League, but there's a chance it does. So we're looking at 6th place, possibly 7th place for some sort of that's like the playoffs, the way the Wolves did it.
Yeah.
Wolves did it. So what do you guys think the chances are of Leeds United getting up into 7th place at least? What do you guys think?
I think it's a bit too soon this year. I think we're not quite ready. But I don't think we'll be too far away. But yeah, I just think there's a bit too many teams above us with a point advantage already. So we'd have to gain sort of 3 more positions, if you know what I mean, in order to get there. So it'll be a tough ask, I think. But yeah, I'll be quietly confident that next season there's a better chance, depending on the summer transfer window, what happens. But too soon this year, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a big ask. I don't think it's impossible, but is it probable? No. I don't think it's probable of happening. You know, there would have to be a lot of luck. A lot of things have to fall. Like, you know, Leeds not only has to take care of their business, but then they have to have somebody else help them. And I think there's too much help. You know, I don't think Leeds in this case control their own destiny. So, as we would say in football, you know, when you're going for American football spot, you know, controlling your own destiny, they say. In the case of Leeds, I think they just need too much help, and I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Naji?
Yeah, you just have to look at who's going to miss out. Liverpool, Everton,
Chelsea. Spurs,
Tottenham. So that's going to be very difficult. And, you know, it's going to be difficult this season for sure. Next season is going to be a big task. But, you know, I mean, you could, but it's going to be difficult for sure.
Yeah. Now, I agree with you that it's too soon squad-wise. Yeah. But so would it be a mistake to get into Europe? Would it be detrimental to you next season?
I know what you're saying, but I don't think it's ever a mistake because the position as a club that we are, that would mean we'd be able to attract a hell of a lot better players, if you know what I mean. And the likes of the players that we've got currently, your likes of Cleark and people like that, they're not big in terms of financially for us. We're not outlaying a lot for them kind of players. So to then just have them in reserve, all of a sudden the squad would look very strong.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be a mistake. I know what you're saying. I think it would be too soon in terms of that. But yeah, I'd take it. I wouldn't pass up the opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, clearly you don't start doing like NFL teams where they go, we should lose these last games. It's better for us next year.
Yeah.
So yes, getting into Europe would be amazing, but I, you know, like with Wolves, they came up their first season and they got into Europe, and that really put a toll on them. Yes, they got some extra money. They bought some players. Wolves are a bit more of a plug and replace team, and I don't feel that Leeds are. You can't just buy a player and plug them into Marcelo Bielsa's system. There's too much work involved. It's why you guys didn't do any business in January, because those players wouldn't be any use to you for a few months. So why? So I think over the summer, you guys could put in some work. But once again, it's Euros, so there's a lot of that puts a damper on how much actual work can get put in. But I don't know. And you guys have a surprising amount of international players for being a newly promoted side, don't you?
We do, yeah. You will either have to do business before the Euros, which is sometimes impossible, after the Euros, and also people want to go on vacation and stuff before the start of the season. So it's going to be a very difficult recruiting year for everybody.
Yeah.
I think we've already got lined up who we want to bring in, and it wouldn't surprise me if the deal's already done. We haven't got to worry now about what division we're going to be in, and we haven't for a few weeks, so we can get deals done now.
Yeah. So who are you talking about? Rodrigo De Paul?
Well, to be honest, that's a mixed one. I don't think we're going to get him, to be honest with you. From what I've heard, like through Phil Hay, when he spoke to people close to the club, it's more Rodrigo De Paul pushing that than us. So I don't think that'll happen. I think we're going to be bringing in people that we probably would never even have heard of on here. The likes of Rafinha, who I didn't know of beforehand. I didn't know of him until about a week before we signed him. So it wouldn't surprise me if we've got some deals already lined up and very near the end of the season or straight after the end of the season, they're announced and they will be getting a full pre-season under Marcelo Bielsa because that's what we need.
Yeah. Naji?
I think De Paul is going to stay in Serie A. I think he's going to play. I think if he's going to stay there, Juventus is going to buy him next season.
Yeah. Yeah. And then somebody said, Conche said Rodrigo will be like a new signing next season. Very, very, very possible. You know, it is. He could easily come in and be like a completely different player because somebody called me out. I was wrong. I was wrong about Leeds playing just as well without him when you guys scored 6 goals when he was out and had scored 16 in the previous amount of time, similar amount of time when he was there.
Exactly.
Yeah, listen, Rodrigo, I'm not saying I don't rate him at all. He brings experience and he brings some calm to the storm that is Leeds United's attack. And I think I don't know. We'll see if he can stay healthy or whatever, but I don't know. And then, yeah, the 49ers are going to be putting more money in and just seeing the effect that Leeds United has had on the Premier League, on Premier League fans, on Premier League shows like ours, where the first episode we did this season was called Who the Hell Are Leeds United? Because we had no fucking clue who this team coming up was. Yes, we know Leeds United, but we don't know who this team is. And so you guys have taken the whole Premier League by storm and become everybody's favorite other team to watch. That's why you guys are on the first match of the day today. That's why you guys are doing Friday night shows, Friday night matches, Monday matches. You guys are in prime time.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what I was talking about.
I've just seen the Firmino goal got ruled out, by the way, for Liverpool. There's still one.
Yeah, we saw that. Villa's up. Yeah. Naji's happy about that. Look, Naji picked Liverpool to be out of the top 4 in December. December. So we all thought he was crazy. Oh, yeah. So I was talking about the money coming in from the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah. Oh, easily. I'm sure they saw like the uptick of Leeds United merchandise being sold in the United States has gone nuts. So let's see. Okay. Anything else that we're good for the stoop too? Yeah, man. I mean, look at it. All of our videos that we do on Leeds United do much better. Because you guys are lunatics and you'd rather watch an Arsenal fan bitching about his team and cheers saying good things about your team than watching guys who actually support Leeds United talk about Leeds United. And that makes sense. I feel like I would like the same thing. I get tired of watching Arsenal fans talk about Arsenal. So Naji, why don't you give me some takeaways from this match. What do Leeds take away from this match? What do Man City, what does Pep, what does Bielsa take away from this match?
Well, Leeds should be very confident going into the Liverpool's game. And like Thierry said, it's a 10-day rest. They're going to go there and try to win. It gives them confidence. It gives them, they're only 6 points away from Chelsea. That's not, that's not far away. 2 defeats by Chelsea or, 2 draws here and there, and they could be up there. Man City should be very upset with this defeat because they're like, you know what? It's 14 points. There is 2 games in hand for United. They could be back into it. We have the Champions League to play. We have the Carabao Cup final. There's a lot of games coming up. So they're going to be very upset. They thought they're going to come in today and win very easily, and they got hit. And, Leeds United are worthy winners today.
Yeah. Yeah. And do they make a big deal out of this? Do Leeds United run out being overly confident against the next club, or is it just another day at the office going in, just another day being Leeds United?
They should be. They should be. They should be very happy right now. They should be thinking we're going to win the league this season.
Yes.
James went to work thinking, you know what? We're going to win the league this season.
Yeah, definitely. James, I'm sure James probably had a beer on his way to work. So yeah, another day at the office, Terry, when you go to Liverpool, nothing changes?
Nothing changes, mate. It's Bielsa. He won't allow anything to change. We just approach it the same way we do every single game. Doesn't matter if we got battered the week before or if we battered someone else. It's a different game. You turn up, you go out and you play the Marcelo Bielsa way. So, we just approach it the same way.
All right. What does Pep take from this besides a hiding?
To be honest, nothing. I think it's just one of them things. That'll be swept under the rug and they move on next week. It's like we said, it doesn't really affect their season. So it's just one of them. He's just going to have to take it on the chin. He won't be happy, and the players won't be happy. But it's might even be a good thing for them. It might give them sort of a bit of a fire under their belly to sort of say, you can't just turn teams over at will, even with a weakened side. You've got to actually put the effort in and work hard against everybody. So, yeah, it could actually be a bit of a blessing for City going into the second leg with Dortmund.
Mr. Tom, Jesus, porn viewing figures will significantly decrease tonight and match of the day figures will increase. Same outcome, though.
All right.
And if you don't get it, I'm not explaining it. Mark, what do Leeds United take from this? And what does Pep and Man City take from this?
I think if anything, the fan base for Leeds is the ones that have taken the most away from this. We beat the top team, and we beat them square, and we beat them with 10 men for the second half. What does the team take away from this? Well, that was fun. What's next? There's a very famous kind of clip in the NFL here in America where it was during the heyday of the New England Patriots dynasty, and they are just mopping up the league, and they lose a match or they lose a game, and the press during the conference, they're asking them all these things about, hey, what happened and why did you lose that game and why did you do this, and all the coach said was, we're on to the next game. We're on to the next game. And
we're on to Cincinnati.
Exactly. We won. We're going to put that away. That was fun. What's next? When are we back at it? That's I think what the team. This is just, hey, the 3 points feel good. We got Liverpool next. That's what we're concentrating on. That's what they take away. They're not going to dwell on this. They're not going to look at it one way or the other. As far as Man City goes, there's always people. You always want to win. You always want to win your matches. You always want to win every single match. But a good manager and a good coach will tell you, I'm glad my team learned how it feels to lose. Mm-hmm. And today, Man City had to learn how to lose so that when they head into these matches that are meaning silverware, they can you know what, I don't want to lose this one because that sucks. I think that's what City takes away from it.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I think yes, it is on to the next one, and yes, it is. Next match, let's go. But I think Leeds United players take away. So let me rephrase. Marcelo Bielsa takes away. Okay, good. Moving on. Next. Everything went according to plan. Done. But Leeds United players will have a boost in confidence by winning differently.
Yeah.
By winning, not surging up the pitch by winning without Bamford on the pitch, by winning with a back five, defending, by defending multiple corners against a team that scores from corners all the time. A confidence of, we don't have to give up three goals a match. We are capable of staving off the best club in the Premier League when they're shooting at us like crazy. We have confidence that our keeper can make saves. We have confidence that we're not as terrible as everybody says on corners. So I think they'll take a little bit of a boost, even more than they would a 5-0 against some other club where they just score goal after goal after goal, because that's the game plan. That's the normal game plan.
That's a great quote, by the way, from Paul. Pancake. That's a homage to Peter Crouch's podcast where he talks about a pancake is when you make a fullback makes a run up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, I like that. That's good.
So I think the players will go into the next match knowing that they have options if the first thing isn't working. If their attack isn't working, they have confidence that that's not the only way you can win, that you guys came together as a team and you could win a different way. Now, I think Pep should have thrown them out there immediately after and done some, figure out what went wrong. Why could we not break down this block? Why could we not break that down? We are the best team in the world. We should be able to break down anybody. And it's Leeds United. It's not even I'm losing Big Sam. It's not a Mourinho team, it's a Bielsa attacking team. So what happened? And I think Pep needs to do that, because if a team in the Champions League does the same thing and you're not able to do it, you lost a cup. You lost your quadruple. You lost your treble, possibly. And so that can't happen again, is what I think Pep needs to go. They need to hit the training ground and figure out exactly what happened and why they couldn't do it without blaming himself of just not having De Bruyne in the match. So that's what I think he needs to take from that. Okay, fellas. So let's. What else do you guys want to talk about? I mean,
I think we've said it all.
Yeah, I think we've said it all.
Nice easy win, mate. That's all that was.
Yeah. All right, here's a question. So guys, we're going to start winding down the stream right now. So get in your questions. If you guys got questions for me, Mark, Naji, or Terry, get them in right now. So this one's to you, Terry. There have been reports that Arsenal are going to sell Nketiah in the summer. Would you take him? You guys had Nketiah on loan last season, and he didn't do all that much.
He done okay, but not for me. No. I'd rather us try and blood the youngsters like Gelhard or Greenwood, someone like that coming through the system. No, not for me. And he wouldn't be cheap either, so no.
No? Naji, does Eddie Nketiah fit at Leeds?
Oh no, I mean, I don't know. He's not the type of player to play for Leeds United. Bielsa, I don't think so. He's a championship player, to be honest with you. Let's be honest.
All right, all right. Mark, do you know who we're talking about? No, you've watched enough.
The guy that you like cringe every time he takes the pitch.
Yeah, I don't. I'm ready to sell him.
Yeah. No, I don't think he fits in with Bielsa. It didn't work before. Why would it work again? Why would you sign him? Yes, he'll be expensive. I don't really see a lot of moves within the Premier League in the off season, only because a lot of these clubs are strapped for cash. You know, so I don't see Leeds doing much different other than having fans in the stands. And having a preseason to really fucking work together.
You know who I would like Leeds to sign if you're talking about signing a striker? I'd like this American kid, Daryl Dike. Daryl Dike. I don't know how you say it. He's on loan with Barnsley right now.
Yeah, he's from Orlando.
As soon as he went over there, he's like a young Lukaku. I say he's built like him. He's big. He's got some quickness, and he's a bit more agile than you would think. And he's definitely not going to stay on Barnsley because he's scoring goals. So the bigger clubs are already looking at him, and Orlando wants him back. They want him back in the States. But seriously, he's going to be the future of our front attack for the U.S. men's national team. Not that says much now, but look out. In the next decade, we're going to actually put together a World Cup squad that is going to do some damage. Maybe not win the World Cup, but will be more relevant than we have been in the past 100 years. But Daryl Dike, do you know anything about him, Terry?
I do, mate. Yeah, he's very much impressed me, what I've seen of him at Barnsley this year. Yeah. I would take him. Yeah,
and I think he's young enough. He could be trained in the Bielsa way and the work ethic.
Yeah, and he's only 20.
Oh wow, they do have a clause that they can buy him.
Yeah, like Mr. Tom's put there. If Barnsley do go up, I said a few streams ago I thought that they might be able to get him anyway, but I didn't know it'd be for 17 mil, and I didn't know it was agreed. But if they don't go up, it'd be someone I'd be interested in, definitely. But I couldn't see us paying 17 million for someone who's going to sit on the bench the majority of the time.
Yeah, well, he couldn't play alongside Bam Bam.
And he might be better than Bamford, you know.
Yeah,
he might be, but
you may be in European football, or you may actually want to. Do something in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
In order to get Bamford better, you need to get him a competitor too.
It is true, yeah, but I don't think that they'll be outlaying that sort of money on somebody who's never really played at that level.
Yeah. Hold on, Ben Ireland. How do I link my YouTube and Patreon? I think you kind of got to choose one or the other. So we may move it all over to the YouTube. So just choose one, I would say. Sorry. And you can send me, we can talk in a private chat to clear all that up as well. So we had a question on here, hands off the wheel. Do you guys think Leeds will beat Man United on the 24th of April, my birthday? Well, Mark, you're part of the Stoop crew. So for your birthday, I'm saying yes.
I hope so.
And I think everybody here hopes that.
Absolutely.
I'd gladly lose every game of the season till the end, as long as we win that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's keep going through these questions here. I think there we go. Where's Aguero going? Naji, where's Aguero going?
I'm hearing whispers. He's gonna come to London and play for Chelsea. That's only rumors, but I'm hearing. You know. Otherwise, if you ask me, I think he's gonna go to Barcelona and play with Messi.
No, they can't afford him.
He's for free.
He's free, mate.
Yeah.
No, but his wages.
He could make it work with Messi. You know, I mean, he's got enough money to live, and you know, it could be done.
And that's how football works. And that's how football works.
I think he goes Barca.
Nah. No, I'm telling you, he's going to the Wolves. He's going to Wolverhampton.
He's not Portuguese, mate.
He's not staying in the Premier League.
We're not spending any money. So
if he stays in the Premier League, everybody knows he's the right age to be signed by Arsenal. Everybody knows that.
So you're telling me that Barcelona is not going to have money to buy anyone this season or nothing? That's, you know, I know Barcelona is in big debt, but that doesn't mean nothing in football. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he wants to go play with Messi, but I think he could go and, you know, I don't think he wins a golden boot anywhere besides,
I might see,
I don't know, PSG maybe.
An
Juventus when
outsider
Ronaldo leaves.
Yeah, would be an outsider would be Juventus, Juve. That's an outsider for me.
Yeah, and especially with Ronaldo probably leaving, right?
Yeah, maybe, but you know,
I think Ronaldo's done over there.
Where would he go?
He's going to go play with Messi. Imagine that. Imagine that. That would be absolutely nuts. No, man, Ronaldo back to United all the way.
Oh, wow.
Aguero to China. No, because he doesn't need the money.
No, I mean, all the foreigners.
Good looking out, Jules, member of the Stoop crew, letting us know that Salah just equalized. Salah, who's having a terrible season, and he's leading the league. Once again. Why don't we mention anything about Scottish football, or are they that bad to mention? We just don't follow it as much, to be honest.
It's not really accessible here in the States.
Yeah, we don't see it.
You're not missing anything, man.
But I was watching a little bit when we were linked with Kieran Tierney, and then we got him. So I'm kind of sorry. That's about it. Graham says when he got to the USA in 1980, very few knew soccer. Yeah, we couldn't get it on TV. So soccer was something you played as a kid. And then as you got older, the boys were pushed to American football, baseball, basketball, and the girls were pushed into soccer, basketball, and volleyball, generally speaking. And then you have hockey and lacrosse in different parts of the world there. But there's that. Okay. So any more questions?
I'm going to have to shoot as well, boys.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get off here, guys, but it's been really fun talking with everybody. Glad to see we have so many people in the chat right now. Don't forget to hit that like button. It doesn't cost you a thing. And if you like what we're doing, become a part of the Stoop crew. It costs you next to nothing a month, but it shows us that you support what we're doing. You get fun little emojis. If you sign up at a high enough level, you will get stickers like the sticker Najee has there. And a high enough level, you even get listed in the credits as a producer. You get a mask with the little logo on there, all that stuff. And so, yeah, we love having you guys. Great performance by Leeds United today. Looking for great performances later on by Crystal Palace. Right, Najee? Right, Najee? Looking for Crystal Palace?
There's no way Palace is winning today.
Yeah, you probably said that about West Brom, huh?
West Brom, exactly. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, end of the day, for a multi-post-match review of all the crazy matches that are going on back to back tomorrow. And then we will be back with another full week of stuff again. Oh, and don't forget to check out Terry's podcast, the Only Football Fans podcast. Who did you have on this week? Who do you have coming up this week?
Well, we had we've done our usual podcast, but we had an interview which was released today with a guy called Tubes, who was he's quite big on a morning TV show on Sky Sports in England called Soccer AM. He's been on it for sort of like 20 years, and he's got quite a bit of an insight into he's got a lot of access to sort of Premier League players and that, where he's interviewed a lot of them himself and whatever. So he's got quite a few good stories about people. So it was good, really good.
Awesome, man. Well, make sure to check that out. The link should be in the description. If not, I will add it to the description. But you can see, go to our Twitter. We're all linked in all that stuff. But check it out. Only Football Fans Podcast. Thank you very much, Terry. We'll see you later. I'm just going to answer these last couple questions here.
You're good, Terry.
And one last question from VillaMartin. Are the Blunts going to get their 5th win tomorrow, Lolo? That's the Blunts against Arsenal. To be honest, I had more fear about the Sheffield United match than I did about the Liverpool match. But after seeing the Liverpool match, it's very likely. It's probably going to be a 0-0 draw, but it wouldn't surprise me. But that's it from Brooklyn, y'all. Najee, thank you for being on for nearly 2 hours, a nearly 2-hour podcast, whatever this thing is called. Mark, thank you guys. We've completely missed the Liverpool-Aston Villa match. Let's watch the end of it. Love you guys. Peace out from Brooklyn, y'all.
Be good. Thanks for joining us.